I've noticed, especially with female candidates and those in office, they're really judged by what they are wearing, what their hair looks like, what kind of makeup they have on. And I don't think men have that, kind of judgment. I think women are viewed differently.
She does have a very nice figure. I've said that if Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her. You know.
Often, politics for women revolves around their appearance, grounded in a socially constructed system of what it means to be beautiful, based on size, skin color, clothing, or hair, at the expense of their intellect, policies, or experience. Beauty, or what much of society perceives as beautiful, is political.
I think a lot of society is wrapped up in sort of a white, heteronormative sort of vision of beauty. The 5'8", 5'10", tall, skinny, blonde, brunette, that sort of unrealistic expectation that a lot of women especially can't meet. But it also, I think, affects a lot of young women or non-binary individuals who present as women who go into politics because they feel like they have to fit this sort of form and this standard now. I know when I was working on the Hill, it was my goal and mission to look like I just stepped out of a Brooks Brothers magazine because that's how I thought that I was going to earn and gain respect.
West Virginia, USA 2015, Andrea Ursino.
When I won Miss West Virginia USA 2015, I was interning for Congressman Tim Ryan's office. I think the title of Miss West Virginia USA, while on the Hill, you could do a lot of things with it, and what I noticed was that it was a great way to open doors and attend events and network and use that title to kind of get into places. As an intern, you're one of thousands on the Hill. So there's, it's a very competitive and ambitious environment. And so you kind of want to use what you have to stand out and to get into the rooms and spaces that you want to be in the future. And so that's what I did. And I actually ended up getting an internship with Senator Joe Manchin. I was their press intern the following semester. Because of that title, I was able to get a picture with him, meet his communications director, press secretary, and instead of going through the very vigorous interview process, they just handed me the internship right then and there.
One feature which people who identify as women and or non-binary individuals, particularly members of Black and Brown communities, have received comments on is their hair.
Running for office, I had a tiny afro, and it was a Black woman in Dallas. Actually, 2 Black women. They were political consultants. They said, you better relax that hair to run for office. Your hair is going to offend voters. I said, so my hair is offensive? I said, that's crazy. Why in the world would I subscribe to Eurocentric beauty standards when I'm of African descent and my hair grows coily out of my head?
I won this title 7 years ago, so it's been a really, really long time in my eyes, and yet it comes up all the time. And it's come to the point where I don't even bring it up or mention it or even talk about it, to the point where I think my boss once said in a meeting, oh, Andrea is kind of embarrassed about it, but she was Miss West Virginia USA. And I always think that's interesting because it's never something that I want to lead with. It's never something that I want people to know in a career space, because I don't ever want people to think less of me or feel like I am where I am because of that and not because of all the other things that I have on my resume. I bring so much more to the table than just this title. And it's interesting because I feel sometimes that you get really boxed into it. And so instead of being known as someone who does all these other things, you're known as a beauty pageant queen.
If you're a leader, if you're in politics, if you are in legislation or policy or any of these fields, the mission and our goals should be for others. We're making these policy changes for others. We're going into politics to make life better for the people we represent and the people that we are making this policy and these legislative changes for. And so if we're not being the most diverse and inclusive and non-shallow, we are being distracted from making real progress and change. If we're only focusing on Hillary's pantsuits, but not on Hillary's policy, that's the wrong way to look at it. This is a person running for president. This is not a pantsuit running for president. And so I hope for the sake of the future generation, or this next generation of upcoming leaders, that we can stop being blinded by visualities when we could instead be looking at the substance.